to talk to you about, I was watching an interview that you did on The Trend, yeah?
Uh-huh.
You're saying that COVID has actually been sort of beneficial to you as a musician. Cause
Yeah, I mean, not financially, yeah. Like, I mean, the show on the money side, shows have been shut down. Yeah, we have not performed.
yeah,
My last real show was Valentine's Day. And I had one in January, and I had one in December. But after Valentine's,
yeah,
when the lockdown came,
yes,
financially, like work-wise, of course, there's no work. Yeah, I don't want it to be misunderstood.
yeah.
What I meant was creatively.
Creatively, yeah.
I had been in, writer's block is a common thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you get stuck and suddenly the lyrics don't come or the music doesn't come.
Yeah.
And for me, in some funny way,
Yeah.
the moment that they announced that the curfew, so I started spending more time at home. Yeah.
Writing songs.
I took the guitar and it just came. It just came. So, I mean, what I just released, Mawingu.
Yeah.
Mawingu was my first release since Sitaki Mwingine. Sitaki Mwingine I released in November.
Last year.
Yeah.
Wow. That's good.
So I've been quiet actually all of 2020.
Someone would think that staying in one environment would make you actually have a writer's block.
I don't know. Everybody's different. Everybody, whatever inspires people to write is people who, from different directions.
Yeah.
And me, it's always been very different things. One time like this, one time like that. There's no system that I have to write. Yeah.
Yeah.
But for a while, for quite a few months, I was kind of like not sure what to write about. Didn't have the right lyrics.
Yeah.
Didn't even pick up the guitar. I didn't even try. I was just busy with other things, kind of, threw myself into whatever.
True.
And then when it was suddenly quiet, in the evening it gets really quiet. Nairobi has never been like this.
These days, so quiet.
Yeah, with the curfew it gets really, really quiet. So I sit out on the balcony and it got really quiet. I was like, okay, and it just came. I just started writing. Okay. And it wasn't just one song. It was song after song after song. I wrote lyrics for 4 songs.
I think 4 songs.
Yeah, but I mean, I wrote the lyrics for 4 songs really quickly. And then, because daytime was open, I had been planning to go back to studio with MG, who's my original producer. Yeah. MG is the one we did Unajua, Sema Milele, Rangi, Salama, Nakuahiti, all of those songs, Karibu Nyumbani, Nairobi Yangu, all of that is with MG. And we hadn't worked for a while because I was moving producers. I'd worked with Polycarp, then I worked with Sedo, then I worked with Magix Enga. So when I wrote this new music, I was like, okay, let's go back to roots for a minute.
Yeah.
Go back to the beginning. So I literally went to MG by myself. We were 2 people there because of COVID, so you can't have many people.
Yeah.
So we 2 or 3 people in the studio, and we just recorded. We just sang and, brought in instrumentalists where we needed. But, and so within the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
13th of March is when COVID began.
Yeah.
I think the lockdown was 5 days after, or a week after, or something like that.
Early April.
Yeah. And so, within the first 2 weeks of April, I was done.
No way. So are we expecting more releases from you after Mawingu?
Kabisa.
To you about Mawingu in a few.
Yeah, so for sure. I'm just, you have to space out the songs.
Yeah.
Decide strategy. Do you want to call it an EP? Do you what? I'm still, but I mean, that's just details. The reality is there's a whole bunch of new music coming. So, yeah.
What made you decide to go and work with MG on this particular song? Because
it's not just this song. I mean, except for one song, I worked with him on all of them.
So yeah,
and he even mastered the one that I did with Motoria. So
you feel as a producer he understands your style, yeah? Yeah,
I mean, there was a moment Mawingu is not I'm not releasing in order of recording.
Yeah.
So Mawingu was actually the 3rd I think we recorded, but there was one song which will come later.
Yeah.
That was the first one we worked on. And he got to a point where he did something with his muted guitar sound. And we were sitting there in studio going, wow, that's the Gilad sound. Literally, if you want to say, what's my sound? That's my sound. So MG is the one who, that's where I began with Unajua. That's where I felt, and by the way, not to say anything bad, I loved working with every one of the producers I worked with.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone gave me what I wanted, whether it was Sedo, Magix. I really had a good time with all of them.
Yeah.
I just felt, it was a good feeling to come back to the beginning,
Come back home, yeah?
Kabisa.
Let's talk about Mawingu. What is Mawingu all about?
I can send you after this. Is this your WhatsApp?
I've listened to the song.
No, but I have this song write-up that I've done.
Hey, you can send me on WhatsApp, yeah?
Okay, so I'll send you that afterwards. But I mean, in principle, Mawingu is about a guy who is waiting at home for his girl to come home.
Yeah.
I've tried to, look at the words, that food is on the table, but you're not here. Chakula kiko tayari kwenye meza, but you're not here. Nilijaribu kukubembeleza, but you're not here. Where have you disappeared?
Yes.
So it's like, natamani kusikia ukibisha. I'm waiting to hear the knock on the door. I'm waiting to hear you come. Nilisubiri kukukaribisha. So it's all about, like, I've been waiting to welcome you. Where are you? Come home. Yeah. And for me, it really rang well in context of the curfew.
True.
So because the chorus is Kabla giza kuingia, baby come home. If you look at the video even on YouTube, there's a part where we show the clock and it's 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
There's a reason, yeah? Because curfew is at 7. Otherwise, you would have done it later, yeah?
Yes, true.
But when we were working with Nezo, we said, let's put the clock at 6,
Yeah, true.
So it's like, it also rang, in terms of the curfew, Kabla giza kuingia, even it was really raining in March and April. So Kabla mvua kuanza, it was all very in context of what was going on around me at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of 10, how good is your Swahili? And do you actually write the Swahili words in your songs? No,
are you kidding? For sure. I've written all my songs along always.
Yeah.
Wherever people have helped me, I give them credit. So all you have to do is look at the YouTube and you'll see that in Mawingu, Sewe, who is my band leader for Superband, he has credit because he gave a line.
Yeah.
And Hamza gets credit because he gave me Mawingu Keshaungana.
Yeah.
So I mean, he gave a line. I can tell you which exact words anybody gave. Yeah. But I'm the one. Always in all my songs, I write everything. My Swahili is, if you say 1 to 10.
Yeah.
And if you give me time to sit quietly and write and concentrate, my Swahili is really good. If you force me to do now a live interview in Swahili, it sucks. Because I get nervous and have to think of the tense and the Zengeli and because I learned properly. Yeah. So it's really like, and I don't come from saying and stuff like that. I pick up words.
Yeah.
But I'm not, for me, I'm not as comfortable to throw in. I've learned today to speak half like we do in Nairobi, yeah?
Yeah.
But when I went for a media tour in Tanzania, it was really tough, the Sanifu, even Mombasa. I did an interview 2 days ago for Senangu.
Yeah.
Her Swahili is Sanifu kama Tanzania. And I understood all of her questions fluently, but I answered her in English.
Oh, you just had to answer in English, yeah?
It's easier that way. I'm a perfectionist. If I don't do it right, I'd rather not do it. So I don't want to make mistakes. But I've been learning. I even had a teacher, for a while.
Yeah.
I learned my Ngelis. I learned my Vivumishis, Vihusishis, everything.
Okay.
To get it right.
Let's talk about female collabos. You usually have some dope female collabos. The one with Bella, the one with Wendy Kimani.
Yeah. I love working with the other artists for sure.
I'm talking about specifically female collabos. Yeah, I feel like usually the blend with how your Swahili and it blends really well. And a good example.
A good example is Unajua.
Yeah.
First of all, Unajua, Wendy and I were singing together in a band, okay?
Yeah.
Wendy and I were together singing with Calabash at the time.
Yeah.
And we already were amazing on stage. We had this crazy chemistry in live music, even with cover songs. So it was really comfortable. So it was obvious that we were going to do this. So when I wrote Unajua, I went to Wendy and said, guys, come jump on the song.
Yeah.
I like female vocalists with big vocals.
Yeah.
So if you look at Wendy and Della, it's like Mariah and Whitney of Kenya. They are both big diva, big voice singers, huge vocals. Yeah. So with them, even I did 2 songs with each of them. I did Fire with Della also, and Usiende with Wendy.
Fire.
So I went back and worked twice with each of them, and both are very, very close friends. Even with my wife, we've had dinners at home.
Yeah.
When Wendy's in Kenya, always we host her. It's like they're like family. But Naiboy, we did a collab with Naiboy, which I thought was awesome. I love that song, Nisamehe.
Nisamehe, yeah.
Yeah, so Nisamehe with Naiboy, who doesn't have, he comes from a different place. Is the part that he brought to the song was exactly what that song needed.
Yeah.
And then, there's Ben Sol, we did Naisi Upo, we did Rangia Bahari with Gashago. So I've also collabed with guys. Gashago has a great voice.
Yeah. Is there any particular female artist in Kenya that you're planning to work with?
I don't know. The thing is, I'm very impulsive. So it's never been like planned ahead of time. It's never been like that. With Fire, I had a plan to offer Fire to a Tanzanian artist because the producer was Tanzanian.
Yeah.
And then after my show at Treehouse, Della gets in the car and I played her the song and she starts vibing on it.
Yeah.
It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I was like, okay, it has to be you.
It has to be. It's very yeah.
And then we just went in. With Gashago, I was actually planning to offer Rangia Bahari to another Kenyan, one of 2 Kenyan artists.
Yeah.
And he never answered the phone. So, and then I walk in the studio and Gashago's there recording a song. I was like, okay, dude, let's just work together.
Yeah.
So it's always been like that. There's many people I want to collab with.
How about the Naiboy one as well? How did it end up?
Naiboy, we were in studio with Magix. I actually called Magix and said, listen, I really want to work with you because I heard so much about you and I like your vibe and I want something fresh.
Yeah.
So we're sitting with Magix and we start working in studio and we start just writing together. I wrote lyrics, he gave beats, and we're just building the song as we go in studio. Like 3 hours later, we come up with something. We're like halfway there. And then we both said, who would be right for the song? And we both agreed Naiboy. And I told him I've always wanted to work with Naiboy. And we just reached out right there. I called him from studio. I said, bro, I wrote something, and he said, send it to me.
Yeah.
Within 10 minutes, he called me back. He said, I'm in. And that was it. And then, he recorded his verse later, and then we finished it up later.
Okay.
And he's incredible. Like, Naiboy, I'm a fan of his to begin with, so it was really easy to work with.
Okay.
Going forward, I have one of my next songs, one of the next 4 I wrote, but there was already one that I've been holding on to.
Yeah.
It's a collab with one of Israel's biggest artists.
Israel.
He's huge. Yeah.
That will be a different vibe, yeah?
No, it's actually, the song, I've already said it on radio, but anyway, I don't want to go too much, to let out too much. Yeah. But it's a song which is a very kind of Kenyan vibe. There's little Swahili in it, but I've got him singing Swahili, saying the words. So you've got like Israel's biggest star singing on Swahili, and that's coming soon too, and it's a really big song. That's like a really big song.
It's out, yeah?
It'll be out soon. I hope that, that might be my next release. I'm fine-tuning my details of, what's the way forward.
Yeah.
Strategizing and fine-tuning exactly who to work with.
Yeah.
In terms of the PR, in terms of the digital distribution, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm just finalizing some details, and when I get ready,
yeah,
I hope to release another one.
Yeah. Last question, yeah. There's a song you did. I think you did it in Kibra.
Yeah, Volume Iko Sawa.
Sawa. How did that come to be? Because I know you picked guys just from the hood there.
Yeah, Kabisa.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm very, I've been present in Kibera for even before music, yeah?
Yeah.
So there's Kibera Town Center.
Yeah, KTC, I know.
Yeah, so KTC, I've been supporting KTC, I think from the first year or second year I started music, they invited me to do through, Giuliani had been the judge the year before, and then they told me the next year to come and be a judge on the Kibera's Got Talent.
Yeah.
The talent search. And I performed there. And I did that 2 years in a row, or 1 year on, 1 year off. So 2016 and 18, I was a judge, and I did a perform there. Octopizzo was there. There's a few artists who came out. Gabu. Anyway, so we performed there, and I was the judge. So I connected to KTC. One time I was in Israel, and I see KTC posting that they opened the studio. So I posted on their Instagram, I can't wait to get back to Kenya. I'll come visit.
Have you ever recorded in the studio? I know it's on the first floor of that.
Sorry?
Have you ever recorded in that studio? I know it's on the first.
That's what I'm saying. No, I'm the first one to ever record in that studio. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When I came back from Israel, I went to visit KTC. Walked into studio, and Foot Tracks was there. He's the producer there.
Yeah.
And we walked in, and we said, I was like, dude, I came to work. Let's do a song. And he was he was beginning to work on his Gengeton beat.
Yeah.
I was like, if that's what's right for the guys here, let's do it. And we just spread the word. And we said, artists who were so we had like two winners from Kibera's from the talent search.
Yeah.
We had and we had Simple Millennium. Both of them had won in the past. We had two guys who were second place and a few others who were just talented.
Yeah.
There were actually more artists who had written verses, and we didn't keep them all. We kept 7. But we literally brought people in right there, spent the whole day, the next day, writing verses together, just writing really good. They wrote amazing lyrics. If you listen to the song, it's really powerful. My only request was keep it clean. Let's do something that's with message, you know.
Yeah.
I said, if you only get a verse to give your message to the world, what do you want to say? Yeah? And they all came up with really strong lyrics.
Yeah.
And we recorded, we did what we could, and then we took the whole project and moved it to Magic Senga, who I was working with at the time anyway. And then Magic's took it all to another level. Footwax, who is a producer from Kibera, got to come with me into Magic Studio and work with Magix, which for him was a great experience also.
Go to LAN, yeah?
Yeah, kabisa. I mean, he walked in, he was like, wow, he was all, like starstruck.
Yeah,
because Magix is one of the top we have here.
Yeah.
So he got to work with him, especially on a song which is Gengeton, which is exactly Magix's vibe, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he closed out the song. I sang my part at Magix's place. That's it. And we released the song, and then we took all the Kibera crew. We called them the Kibera All-Stars, this group of 7. And we went to, if you can imagine, we went to Mzazi Tuva. We went to 10 over 10 on TV.
Yeah.
We went to Ghetto Radio. So they really got, the experience.
Yeah, they also got to see the other side of this. And probably it motivated them to keep doing music. And
all of them are still doing music, and every one of them was treated like a star in every place we went. Signed in kabisa, and we did it right. Everybody got their respect. We came like a family.
True.
And I'm in touch with all of them.
Yeah, up to date. Yeah, you still you're sort of mentoring them as well. Yeah.
Guys release a song. Who was it? I'm blanking on his name. Anyway, he released 2 more songs after. I posted a video. I shared it on Twitter. Why not? It's a friend. It's a colleague artist. It doesn't have to be Khaligraph, for you to share it. It can be just good music. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever thought of working with someone like Khaligraph, though? Like
I've been most vocal. The 2 people you asked me who I want to collab with.
Yeah.
My two dream people to work with. Is Khaligraph and Nyashinsky.
I'm seeing blend so well with your style.
I think so too. I think it will be a really cool balance. But I mean, every artist has their own direction that they're working with.
True.
So I mean, they might look at this and go, okay, yeah, but it's not on my agenda right now. Yeah, because everybody. I mean, Nyash just released an album and he just did a thing. Who knows if I'm even on his radar? It doesn't. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, even now, the songs I'm releasing, I sat and wrote alone in the context of COVID, so I didn't think collab.
Yeah.
I wrote solo songs. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one which I'm doing with the guy from Israel was done before that. But the last 4 that I wrote now, when I was closed, I did them alone. I didn't even think collab because I was all alone.
Yeah.
So it's not like you were writing thinking, who can I bring in on this?
Yeah.
But in the future, if I get some good vibe and write a good song, I might turn and offer it to one of them if they'd be interested. I don't know. But those are definitely 2 artists which I really, really respect in the industry. I'm not even saying Southie Soul because they're like now in their own atmosphere, yeah?
Yeah.
But those are like, and notice I've only mentioned guys, yeah?
Yeah.
Because when it comes to girls, I really look for women with big voices.
Yeah, like the likes of Della, yeah?
I would happily do a whole album with Della and Wendy, that anytime.
Voice. Amazing. Hello.